So, what I've been noticing, and this happened to two of my team members also. The case, I mean, the number of cases of dengue is on the rise. Monsoons are here. There's water everywhere, and maybe Bill Gates released a new breed of mosquitoes. We don't know that, but it's highly possible. The thing is that dengue is on the rise, and it's a pretty draining and painful disease to suffer from. Recovery is possible, but more than recovery, I'm going to talk of tips for recovery also. What is really important is prevention of dengue, and that's why I thought I should shoot this from home, because I am someone, for example, who has a lot of plants at home. Like the way my house is set up, it's at a very high risk for mosquito breeding. So I have plants all over, right? There are plants here, there are plants here, and then I have plants here on top, completely covered in plants. Most of my rooms are like this. The thing is, dengue mosquitoes actually breed in stagnant water. Okay, so wherever there is, so they don't really breed in flowing streams, they breed in stagnant water. That's why homes are actually high risk spaces. So one of the things, if you're somebody like me who has a lot of plants, one of the things that you really need to check on every single day is making sure that there is no water filled up in these plates, because this kind of a plate where there's filled water is a lovely place for mosquitoes to breed, the dengue ones especially. So just check every day, and if there's excess water, just drip it off into another pot. That pot will be happy for that extra water. So this is tip number one if you're someone like me who has a lot of plants. Now, if you're someone like, if you don't even have plants at home, but you still want to ensure like a room free of dengue, home free of dengue, this is another tip. So this is citronella essential oil. This is eucalyptus. So this literally smells like, Odomus. And all the mosquito repellent creams that you have, they use citronella as the actual active ingredient in that. So this oil, the smell of citronella really keeps mosquitoes away. So what I do at home is I have this diffuser which is placed centrally. The smell kind of percolates all over the house. So in the morning, I add a few drops of citronella oil to this. That is more than a few drops, but you get the picture. And I also add eucalyptus. So this is eucalyptus essential oil. Okay, eucalyptus, nilgiri ka tel, what you use when you have a cold, Vicks balm, all your nose balm, smell of eucalyptus. I love the smell. Okay, so these two oils in combination, not only do they make your house smell good, mosquitoes really hate the smell. They won't come in if these smells are there. So I put this in the diffuser in the morning. So through the day, this vapor is kind of percolating through the house, and even if doors are open and all that, mosquitoes don't really enter. The third thing is you prevent entry, right? So you can keep it open in the day, but around 4:35, when it starts becoming dusk, when the sun starts going down, especially in monsoons, make sure you close all the entry points, because you want to prevent entry, right? So you do that. And then I'm going to show you my ultimate weapon against mosquitoes, whether Bill Gates has genetically re-engineered them, or whether they are genetically modified or not. This is my ultimate weapon. Just come in. I'm going to take you into my bedroom. I'm a very private person like that, but this is important, so I'm taking you in. Uh, this is my bedroom, and I am somebody who has a lot of plants even in my bedroom, and like you'll see plants here, right? Now I have these here because these are generally air purifying plants. When I sleep, I want my room to be well oxygenated. I really want to sleep in natural settings as much as possible. One day I'll go to the forest, but until then, my plants are here with me. So I have plants here. I have a lot of plants here. These snake plants are really great at purifying air. So see if you can keep snake plants even in your room. This, of course, is a collage of me and my daughter, all our lovely times together. Okay, so what is my ultimate weapon against mosquitoes? The thing is, see, when you're awake and if there are mosquitoes in your vicinity, you can still, like, squash them, kill them, and all of that. Or if you have this thing which I love so much, that's like my modern day weapon. I just zap mosquitoes and like they die, and then it makes me very happy every time I hear a bzzz sound. Um, but yeah, so this is when you're awake and you can see mosquitoes, you use that. This is what I use when I actually sleep. I got this amazing mosquito net tent like thing on Amazon. It's one of the best investments I've made. because A, it makes me feel like I'm sleeping in a tent every night, but more importantly, it really, and I feel very secure and safe when I leave, that I'm not buggers when I zip it up, and I feel so good. Like, none of them are getting in. I can sleep, I can meditate. So I do my morning meditation also here. You can see I have so many crystals inside. I don't know if the mosquito net is kind of making this opaque. I'm going to open up because right now there are no mosquitoes. Okay, so I have a lot of crystals on my bed. This is a lepidolite, and then I have shungite, and I have so many crystals. But anyway, I'll talk about crystals some other time. I sleep inside this net because it keeps me safe from mosquitoes, and prevention is half the job done. Whether it is a chronic disease like diabetes, or whether the more steps you take for preventing infection, the better off you'll be in the future. But now, let's say you got infected, right? So let's say one stray random mosquito bit you, and now your system's been hijacked by the dengue virus. What would you do? Okay, so there's a lot of research. I'm just going to come over here. Yeah. So there's a lot of research that shows papaya leaf juice. Okay, so what happens when a dengue mosquito bites you is it transmits a virus, and that virus is really what starts attacking your system and starts creating all the symptoms, the headache and the fever and everything. And it starts attacking your platelets, right? It starts breaking down platelets and reducing your platelet count. What you need to do is focusing on increasing your platelet count. So papaya leaf juice, there are enough and more research papers that show that consumption of papaya leaf juice actually increases platelet count, especially in dengue. And do that every morning. It tastes horrible, but think of it as medicine and take it every morning until your platelets get back into a safe zone. The second thing to do is dragon fruit, that pink tentacled thing. That's also been shown to work effectively in case of a dengue infection. And make sure you're eating protein because your body needs protein for recovery. So eggs, organically grown chicken, or like free range chicken, that not the broiler chicken, meat, easy to digest fish, right, like prawns, or not very fatty fish. These are good options for protein. Eat simple foods that are easy to digest. So avoid like chole and rajma. Anyway, you won't have appetite for it, but khichdi is good because it will also give you simple carbs for you to digest. And make sure you're having some ghee or butter because that saturated fat also is important. So this is with food. What you need to do, whether you're hospitalized or whether you're at home, make sure you're having this. And then sometimes when people get hospitalized for dengue, what happens is they get put on antibiotics, which are totally unnecessary, but we will wait for conventional medicine to catch up with our knowledge. Until then, let's say you were hospitalized and you were put on antibiotics. Those antibiotics can actually mess with your gut. It can cause a lot of inflammation in your gut. It can destroy the good bacteria. It can really make it hard for you to digest food. Your appetite might drop down even more. That's one. Secondly, because you're infected now, you might need higher quantity of actual micronutrients. So when it comes to supplementation, we've seen this. I have it. So this is not something we make yet. We will soon start making this because it's an amazing supplement when it comes to helping your gut heal. So it's called Leaky Gut Revive. Um, it's glutamine and a few herbs together. It's made by AB Myers. So this one really works well on reducing the inflammation and helping your gut heal. And let me just open my supplement cabinet. And then this over-the-counter probiotic called Enterogermina works well as well in restoring your gut microbiome. Another one that you can get at most pharmacies. This one is so it's either called Econom or Delponom. It's Saccharomyces. It's a yeast that also works really well in restoring gut microbiome and preventing more inflammation. So these are over-the-counter probiotics, but I would recommend iThrive probiotic because it's like the best mix of all the bacteria that you need. Just that our orders are getting a little delayed because our supplier delayed it. So I think in a week or so we'll be able to fulfill pre-orders. Anyway, so that's about probiotics. What micronutrients would you need? Zinc. Every time you get an infection, your immune system needs higher quantities of zinc. So make sure you're getting your zinc. Same with vitamin D, super important for immune system, super important for reducing inflammation. So these three are like, you should be having it every day, and we make these, and we started these line of essentials because this is what everyone needs. So B complex, zinc, and vitamin D. If you're out of India and watching this, if you don't have access to either, no, actually we started international shipping as well, so you can really buy a supplement and we'll ship them to wherever you are. But that's it. So prevention, making sure there's no stagnant water, closing away entry points in the evening, using that electric bat to zap whatever mosquitoes you might see, using citronella oil to kind of create an environment that's very mosquito unfriendly, and then sleeping inside a mosquito net. That's prevention. Recovery is the food I spoke about and the supplements I spoke about. I hope you guys find these tips useful. Please share this with as many people as possible because this is a season for dengue, and I'm hearing more and more reports of cases going up. This is made in public service. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel either on Insta or YouTube, or just come to Facebook and follow me. I keep sharing tips like this every day in my mornings with Mugdha live series. All right. Until tomorrow.